Welcome, all you sinners and sodomites, to Bible Stories for Atheists. I am Josh.
I'm Linz.
We are your guides to the apocalyptically awful stories, literally, littering the Bible. And in this episode, we are going from the Old Testament to the New Testament.
Yes.
To see what the New Testament has to say about the end times. Specifically Paul and Jesus.
Yeah, the heavy hitters.
The heavy hitters. Some might say the founders of Christianity.
Yeah, I mean, it's named after one of them.
Yeah.
So, yes.
You always have that one partner that takes all the credit, you know? So Steve Jobs to Paul's Steve Wozniak. The John Lennon to Paul's Paul McCartney.
I think it's more like the George Harrison, I think both John Lennon and Paul were too famous. Like the other two. The Paul is the other two.
The other two. Paul is the other two.
Paul is the other two. Jesus is both Paul and John. I got really confused. Yeah.
It doesn't help that they're all named after apostles.
I know. It's very British of them. And they're not. They're Irish. But
anyway.
Is it in England or Ireland?
No, I think it's in England.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is this episode.
People are going to get more mad about that than anything I've ever said about Christianity.
Yeah. So strap on for
the 40-year-old virgin.
The 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah. Revelations.
No.
Paul. Oh.
No.
I thought we did Paul already.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. We've talked about.
We just said we did Daniel. That's the.
No, I mean, like, in the podcast, haven't we talked about it? Paul's Saul, right?
Oh, in the past.
Yeah.
Not this season.
Not previously, like.
In the season.
Canonically, literally, previously.
Yes. Correct.
Like when you watch a TV show and they're like, previously.
Previously on BSFA.
Yes. No, but in the continuity of the entire series, we have talked about Paul.
Right, because we talked about the Book of Acts.
Yes, okay.
Which was all about Paul. Yes.
That's when
which was not all about Paul.
Is that when he's struck down on the road to Damascus and changes his name from Saul to Paul?
Yeah, those are two separate incidents.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, I mean, he didn't change. No,
because there
never mind, let's not.
I was just going to say, because when he did change his name, I thought it was when he got struck down. But it wasn't. It was just, he just changed his name. And there was nothing to it. And it was like, well, fuck you then. You know?
Right. It's just he started calling himself Paul. He was in the witness protection program, but literally just changed one letter.
Right. And then told everybody. Fucking asshole. Anyway.
All right. So Paul.
In this season, we're talking about the writings in the Bible concerning the end times, and we're going through them chronologically according to when they were written. So we started with the first three books of the Bible that were ever even completed, Amos, Hosea, and Micah. Mm-hmm. Then we talked about Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel. And those gave us the Old Testament layout for the end times.
Okay, that was the Old Testament.
So that gave us the layout for the Old Testament for the end times. Now we're going to look at the New Testament, but since we're going chronologically according to when the books were written, we're not going to talk about the Gospels first. We're going to talk about Paul and Paul's writings, because after Jesus died, the apostles tried to keep their church going in Jerusalem and were trying to get it to spread all around Israel. But it wasn't until Paul came along and got converted that he starts going all around the Mediterranean, spreading the Christianity to other places outside of Israel. And it takes off like crazy. And I really can't overemphasize this enough, that if it isn't for Paul, Christianity just fizzles out and dies in Israel.
Paul.
I know. But if it was almost like it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
It was going to be something.
Yeah.
But I know this guy was a major world figure.
A born again Christian.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So Paul never met Jesus.
Right.
He got converted years after Jesus died. But because so many people end up hearing about Jesus for the first time from him, he gets to decide what Christianity actually means to people. So like all this stuff about how a church runs, like policies about women, for example, that stuff that wasn't covered by Jesus is covered by the writings of Paul. This is where we get all the policies and stuff like that. Or writings that are attributed to Paul. Yeah. The writings that traditionally people think Paul wrote make up almost 25% of the New Testament. So all the ones that people say he wrote makes up 25% of the New Testament. So it's huge. Yeah.
He's the guy.
He is the guy who decided
was he
what
the
Christianity
first pope?
was. No, that was Peter.
That's
Peter
right.
is
I went
supposedly
to his basilica.
Yeah, Peter is supposedly the first pope, but he
Right.
likely he never actually was ever in Rome or anything like that. These writings are letters written to churches talking about issues they're going through and like policy around that stuff. So they're writing to him and he's writing back like, all right, on this matter, you should.
Here's what Paul says.
Stop listening to women or whatever.
Oh, God. This guy is the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. He has issues. We'll get into this too in this. Because I believe me, you're going to love.
I'm going to love Paul.
You're going to love how much better you are than him. I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Here's the problem though. We know that most of the letters they say that say they were written by Paul were not actually written by him. They have different writing styles, vocabularies, and theologies. Okay. So a bunch of people said they were him, but then said a bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense with like the stuff we know he said. Right. And there's 7 undisputed letters that pretty much everyone is in agreement with that Paul did, in fact, write in the Bible, right? So, like, there's 7 of those that we know he definitely did, and you use those to compare against the other ones, right?
Right.
Okay. So, but Paul was writing this stuff before any of the 4 Gospels were written. So, Paul's writings are actually closer to the source of Jesus than the Gospels are.
Wow.
Right?
And he never met Jesus.
Right. According to him.
He knew of Jesus. Though,
he did.
Because he was the anti-Jesus guy.
Yeah, he was a Pharisee.
Yeah.
And he was anti-Christian.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he knew of Jesus when Jesus was alive. I can't remember, but yeah. The writings that weren't by him likely came substantially later. After the Gospels, so the Gospels would have had an effect on their content, right? All those other letters. So what we're going to do is start by looking at what Paul says about the end times chronologically.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with First Thessalonians, everybody's favorite book of the Bible.
Thessalonians.
Yes.
Is that a people?
Yes, the people of Thessalonia.
Okay.
The Thessalonians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never know in the Bible.
First Thessalonians.
Man.
That too.
Sometimes it's a person's name.
Right.
That sounds like it could be that existed back then. Thessalonia could be a name.
A person.
Yeah.
A single person. Yeah. But it could also be a place named after that person.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a people that come from that place.
Right.
And that's where we get here. I just explained how that works.
It's the circle of life. And we are all stardust. So First Thessalonians was written around 50 CE. Okay.
Common Era.
Yes.
Okay.
50 AD.
Yeah.
So he was writing to a group of Christians in Thessalonica about 20 years after Jesus is dead. And so far, Jesus hasn't come back yet.
From the prophecies.
From the dead. Yeah.
Oh.
He hasn't come back from the dead.
But he
Jesus.
did 3 days after he died.
I mean, he hasn't a year. Yes, you're right. He hasn't from wherever. Yes, he ascended and from heaven. He hasn't come back.
A second
yes,
time. Yes. Okay.
The second coming.
Sorry, I was just trying to clarify in my head
right.
that I was like, wait, but maybe if this is before the Gospels, then he.
No, you're right. That was a fair. That was a fair point. Anyway, shenanigans.
The look Josh gave me, you guys.
It's funny because, like, when I look at my notes, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a short episode. And then I'm like, no, it's not.
No, Lindsay's here.
Yeah.
The fuck was I thinking?
Okay, so the first verse.
Okay.
So this is from 1 Thessalonians 4. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about those who have died, so that you may not grieve as others who have no hope. For since we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so through Jesus we will bring with him those who have died. For this we declare to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive, who are left until the coming of the Lord, will by no means precede those who have died. For the Lord himself, with a cry of command, with the archangel's call, and with the sound of God's trumpet, will descend from heaven, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive, who are left, will be caught up in the clouds together with them to meet the Lord in the air. And so we will be with the Lord forever. Therefore, encourage one another with these words. You seem confused.
Well, it was a lot of nonsense. But I didn't really. I'm glad they said the whole thing a second time in a different way, because it actually made more sense.
Right.
The second round.
Yeah.
The way they said it.
Yeah.
So the
very
dead,
different from the Old Testament.
The dead are going. I know. Where you just go to that waiting place.
Yeah.
So the dead will rise when the second coming of Jesus happens. Is that what it is?
Yes.
And then the people who are alive will rise after that.
Well, they'll go to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. After.
While they're still alive, or do they die first?
That's a good question. Yeah. In theory, they would not die, but like, what's your definition of death?
Is this the first mention of actually heaven being in the sky? In the Bible?
You mean like with the cloud? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean like
the God cloud thing.
I know that was big in the Old Testament.
Well, I guess there was the ladder.
Yeah. Like from the beginning, they were kind of doing that. Everybody was just fascinated with what's on the top of clouds.
Yeah.
You know? It had to be something.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's more cloud.
It's just more cloud. And then nothing.
I mean, they do look soft and fluffy, and you kind of do want to sit on them. But
right. But then you just fall through.
You die.
Yeah.
And then you rise.
Right.
Back up into the clouds.
It all connects. See, we could start a religion.
Yeah.
A cloud religion.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you there's one out there already.
Yeah. A vaping religion.
Oh, I guarantee you there's one out there already.
Yeah. When you read between the lines of this, I really feel like Paul was getting a bunch of complaints. My husband was a Christian, but he died. And, I thought Jesus was going to come back before we all died. What's going to happen now that, Jesus hasn't come back and he's died?
Right.
Does that mean he's missed it?
Yeah.
And so now he's going to have to be like, it's okay. It's okay. And Paul is coming up with all these answers for stuff that Jesus had never talked about. Like, the Christians that died, they'll be raised first,
Right.
So,
like the plot of the movie Invention of Lying.
yeah. Well, yeah. I feel like they might have taken some inspiration from them.
A
little bit.
Just a tiny little bit.
Then when he has this line here, then we who are alive, who are left, will be caught up on the clouds forever. And we will be caught up in the clouds together with them to meet the Lord in the air. So we will be brought with the Lord forever. He seems pretty sure that he is going to be alive for Jesus' second coming.
Paul
does.
Yeah. I would imagine.
The way he's phrasing this, it's very much like, I'm going to be part of all you alive people.
It's happening soon.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to live forever.
Yes.
One of these two things is true.
Right. Well, he never mentioned living forever. And then this comes right after, at the beginning of chapter 5. Now, concerning the times and the seasons, brothers and sisters, you do not need to have anything written to you, for you yourselves know very well that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. When they say, there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them, as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and there will be no escape. But you, brothers and sisters, are not in darkness for that day to surprise you like a thief. For you are all children of light and children of the day. We are, I feel like, night man. Sorry. Just have to throw that in there.
I was going to say, if you read it like a fiery evangelist, like Michael Parks in Red State.
Yeah, right.
It definitely has some heft to it.
It can, yeah. We are not of the night or of the darkness. Yeah. So then let us not fall asleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who are drunk, get drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be sober and put on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. For God has destined us not for wrath, but for obtaining salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, so that whether we awake, I know, so encourage each other to build each other up. Indeed, you are doing, and that's kind of important. He keeps it like encourage each other. Right? This reminded me though of a fun little playset I had as a kid.
Oh, like
it's the armor of God.
Oh, you
breastplate.
You had this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I feel like I had a few versions of this. This is still for sale by Ken Ham's people, like the Answers in Genesis, the Ark in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Those people, they still sell this in their gift shop. It's the exact same molds.
Oh wow.
That they were using when I was a kid.
So it is a shield of faith.
Yep.
A breastplate of righteousness, right? What is the salvation? Is that what's the helmet?
I think he said helmet of truth in the verse. I don't know what it says on there.
It starts with an S, whatever.
I'm not sure if this is where it comes from, but this was a thing when I was a kid.
The belt of truth is what he has on here.
Yeah.
This is a spirit of the word sword.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
You owned this.
Yeah.
Your mom bought this for you.
Yeah. And then you would go around beating your friends with it.
Sinner. Yeah. Sinner.
We were playing Knights of the Round Table in the Crusades.
Yeah. And yours is God armor.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you said a helmet.
I know. They were not the good guys. The Crusaders.
No. When you said a helmet of whatever, the first thing that popped in my head was like, I wonder how good that is at stopping like an arrow.
Right. Probably not very. No. Not an arrow of death.
Yeah. So, guys, if you just picture like a child's like night play set, it's like exactly that, except it has religious words scrawled all over it.
Yeah. It's funny because I started looking up. I was trying to find this, and so I'm doing Google Images, and I very quickly realized it's the same. Like, there's just tons of Chinese.
Yeah.
Armor toy sets that have been out there forever. And they just slap these things on.
The accoutrement.
Yeah, on this cheap Chinese set. So, yeah.
Oh, they're not made in America?
Probably. I didn't double check that, but I feel pretty comfortable that I doubt they were. Anyway, so...
Christian kids are weird.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Or they were made that way, unfortunately. But man.
So the labor pains metaphor again. I kind of get the feeling. I get the feeling when reading this, it sounds like people just aren't happy about Jesus not coming back.
Right.
People are being restless.
Yeah, and he's basically like, but you'll be ready for it when it happens, and other people won't, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Just like, pregnant women are just surprised when they go to labor.
Yeah. And it really is incredible to me that they have this in the Bible, and for 2,000 years, people have been reading it and still thinking like, oh yeah, but this generation, mine.
It'll be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even when your mom was just talking about when your grandfather died.
Yeah.
Like one of his last
thoughts
was that the fact that whatever they call it.
He thought Armageddon was
Armageddon,
come.
that's right.
He was like, I just can't believe Armageddon didn't come in my life.
In his lifetime. Yeah. Wacky.
Yeah.
What a wacky thing.
So many choices he made in his life based on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yep. Oops. Not that he actually had to pay any fucking price for it, really.
Not at all.
Anyway. Oh, God. So there's this line here. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. He's talking about the day of the Lord, which goes all the way back to Amos, when we first started talking about this series. And the day of the Lord back then would have been God going to make Israel, God was going to make Israel supreme over all the other nations, right? That's what the day of the Lord was. And then it turned into God was going to give Jerusalem back to the Israelites forever, right? And now it's turning into God is going to bring all of the believers to heaven.
Right.
Right. So that's what now the day of the Lord has turned into. When he says that line, the thief in the night, that this is what Jesus kept saying over and over again too. That over and over again, Jesus kept saying that it was going to be anytime now. And the undisputed letters of Paul keep saying that too. So it's just important to point out that this seems to be pretty definitively true theologically, that Jesus and Paul were saying, you won't know when it will happen.
Right.
So anybody who ever says that they do know,
right?
There's no good reason to say anybody could think that. So anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did Jesus think the day of the Lord was the same thing that they just talked about? People going up to heaven? Was it around his death and his return? Or?
Yeah. That's a good question. It's I don't think so, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna let's get into it because we're gonna hit Jesus stuff in a little bit.
Okay.
Moving on. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. In 1 Corinthians 7, I thought I'd share how this chapter starts off before we get into it. Like you were saying about Paul and his thoughts on women and everything, right?
Yeah.
Now, concerning the matters about which you wrote, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. And this is in quotes, that line right there, which makes me think it's probably, there's a term for this that Bart Ehrman has used. Like a motto, not a motto, but a slogan or something like that.
Like a euphemism?
Kind of. It's like a tenant, like a thing that would be recited to each other.
Okay.
Creed. I think that's the word he used.
Got it.
A creed.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's probably what this is, where it's like, it seems to be like something that they probably would recite to each other.
Oh.
It is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Well, if you have to keep saying that to each other,
like maybe this is something
fuck?
Jesus actually said,
right?
And it's kind of passed down. But
could you imagine like going to church and that being the thing you say to each other instead of like whatever,
like be good to each other,
or
like do
what
good
is,
stuff?
I mean, peace be with you, or whatever the fuck that you recite when you're at church. Instead, it's just a bunch of people being like,
don't touch a woman.
It is good for a man not to touch a woman or something, whatever.
No touchies. No touchies. All the guys have their hands up as they're walking around church. No touchies. So now concerning blah, 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 blah. But because of cases of sexual immortality, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband.
Did you say sexual immortality or immorality?
Immorality.
Okay. You might want to listen to that back when you edit this, because I think you said immortality.
Because of cases of sexual immortality.
And I was like, wait, tell me more.
Yeah.
What is this?
Because of cases of sexual immorality.
Okay.
Each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. The husband should give to his wife what is due her, and likewise the wife to her husband. For the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Wait for it. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does.
Oh.
Yeah, we never hear that part, do we?
No.
Do not
get naked.
Do not. Yeah.
Right now.
Do not deprive one another, except perhaps by agreement for a set time, to devote yourselves to prayer, and then come together again, so that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. This, I say, by way of concession, not of command. I wish that all were as I myself am, but each has a particular gift from God, one having one kind and another a different kind. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically,
this gives you a really good idea of who Paul was.
Was Paul like, I'm a old sad virgin, and I'm sorry y'all can't be me.
Yes.
Y'all need sex, so get married, have a lot of sex, pray, have more sex, keep having sex for God.
Yep.
So that you don't get tempted by other people.
Right. Yeah, that's it. So yeah.
I mean, if you could be me, do that.
Yeah.
Be an old sad virgin.
Right. That's better.
For God.
Yeah.
But if you need to have sex.
And you'll be in a better place in heaven if you're an old
but if you must have sex, virgin. Because that's the gift God's given you.
Right.
Is the want to have sex?
No, the gift was for him to not want sex.
I know. He said we all have different gifts.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, everybody else.
I don't think I figured it just meant you lacked his gift. That's what I took. From
I thought he was being snotty and being like, "My gift is this. Your gift is that."
I thought he was being snotty, and he was just being like, "Well, I have this gift, and you have none. You have no gifts. You have no gifts.
All the gifts.
Yeah.
Then the gift is not having sex.
Right.
For God. Yes. No woman will touch me. Therefore, I'm holier than you.
I win. Yeah.
Paul, the original incel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and he claims to be celibate, but who knows if he really was.
Sure.
It's not like we've never had a pope get his dick sucked.
Right.
It's not like we've never had a pope suck a dick.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The new Pope definitely probably has had sex. He's from Chicago.
He's from Chicago. Yeah. From Chicago.
He wasn't always a holy man. He was a guy from Chicago for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
They love to bone in Chicago.
They got to keep warm in the winter.
Got to keep warm for the Bears.
For the Bears.
Anyway, so he also claims that it is better to be celibate, but it's pretty. And then I have a note. I have a note here. But it's pretty damn hard to keep a religion going if no one is getting laid and no one is producing children to indoctrinate into the next generation of believers. Christianity isn't magic. You can't get enough people to believe in it if you have to be celibate to do it. If it wasn't the case, celibacy would 100% be part of Christianity today. Jesus promotes it. It doesn't matter. And then Jesus was literally telling people to leave their wives and follow him. Leave their wives and children.
Oh, Jesus was. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
and follow him.
He created his little man harem.
Right. I was looking this up today. I didn't get a chance to finish looking it up, but there's verses where he talks about you should hate your family, and love him, and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah. Like on the hierarchy of love.
Right.
God, Jesus on top, then your husband and or wife, I think, or maybe it was parents first. I can't remember.
It's supposed to be your spouse first, if you have one. And then children.
Yes.
And then so on. Here's what the 40-year-old virgin thinks about the end times. So in 1 Corinthians 7, now concerning virgins. This is how he starts.
Ooh.
I have no command of the Lord, but I give my opinion as one who by the Lord's mercy is trustworthy. I think that in view of the impending crisis, it is good for you to remain as you are. Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be free. Are you free from a wife? Do not seek a wife. But if you marry, you do not sin. And if a virgin marries, she does not sin. Yet those who marry will experience distress in the flesh. And I would spare you that. I mean, brothers and sisters, the appointed time has grown short. From now on, let even those who have wives be as though they had none, and those who mourn as though they were not mourning, and those who rejoice as though they were not rejoicing, and those who buy as though they had no possessions, and those who deal with the world as though they had no dealings with it, for the present form of this world is passing away. Yeah.
So he wants everyone to be virgins.
Yeah.
And if you're married, then still try not to have sex.
Yeah. So when Christians came to the Apostle Paul, who has shaped Christianity just as much, if not more, than Jesus himself did, they asked, should we get married if the Lord is returning so soon? His response was like, I think that in view of the impending crisis, that is the end of the world.
But wait, why is it a crisis?
It is good to remain as you are.
I thought they wanted that. Why is it a crisis?
I mean, I don't know.
I thought Christians were horny for the end times.
Yeah, I know. That's just, it's mixed feelings.
Sex.
I know.
It's saving it for the end.
It's like a titillating crisis. Titillating.
Titillating.
Crisis. It's a titillating crisis.
Titillating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, it's a sexy crisis.
Oh, ooh. I do like a sexy crisis.
But you shouldn't be too sexy about it.
No.
Yeah.
Not too sexy.
Not too sexy.
No. But according to Paul, you should act as if the opposite of. There was a lot of like, if you are this, then act like the opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Don't be happy because the crisis is coming, but don't be sad because it's a good thing.
Right. Yeah. Don't buy things because you won't need anything.
Right.
But also have things so that you can live.
I guess.
I don't
know. I know. It really it's that whole dichotomy bullshit.
Yeah.
The double speak, right?
Do you think the person who got this letter was like, I don't know, man. Should I share this?
Right. Yeah.
Feels weird. I guess I will.
I feel like I could write a better letter from Paul. What's obvious, though, is he believed it was coming immediately. And I want to point out, when I say immediately, I mean without warning, without any signs. There are no signs of the end, according to Paul. In the letters we know he wrote, and we'll get to the ones he didn't. And according to Jesus, there won't be any signs of the end times either. No one knows the day or the hour. Just like Paul said, it was going to be like a thief in the night. That is Paul and Jesus' take on the end times. I don't know why I wrote that, because we have a lot more to go.
Well, because you're getting into not Paul. Maybe there's a dichotomy between what's...
So you have more Paul.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like stuff that is Paul that's not Paul.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you meaning to show that there will be a dichotomy in his beliefs on the end times? Is that why you made that statement?
I think so. I read through this today and I can't remember. Like I can never, especially
when you need to start taking some ginkgo biloba or biloba.
I never can with this stuff. It just doesn't. This is why I've gotten so I have such a thorough system of writing notes.
Yeah.
For it is just because it can't all stick in my head.
No, nor do you want it.
No. Anyway, Romans 8. We have more warnings about the world groaning with labor pains. Again, it's going to be any day. I do have a quick detour, though.
Okay.
That we need to take. We need to talk about predestination. And I've done this a few times before on the show, but I need to now and then just lay it out.
Okay.
A common thing evangelicals claim is that God gives us free will. The reason for pain and suffering is ultimately a test to see if you'll be faithful to God or not. Or evil exists because people have free will and some people choose to be evil. There's a few different ways you can hear this from folks about free will, but basically that's
right.
What the deal is. I've mentioned this before, but it's important to keep in mind that if God knows all things and is all powerful, when they created the universe, they would have known everyone who would be saved, whatever that means, and everyone who wouldn't. They are all powerful, so they could have made the universe differently so that only the ones who would be saved would have existed. He could have even made it so that they would have gone straight to heaven, skipped the whole rigmarole of life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he chose not to. God chose not to.
Yeah, feels like he's just wanted to play with some toys.
Right.
When you say it like that.
Yeah. They're so all these people who do end up going to heaven, their loved ones who didn't end up getting tortured forever in hell. Right. Well, here's what Paul has to say about that. We know that all things work together for good. All things work together for good for those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn within a large family. And those whom he predestined, he also called, and those whom he called, he also justified, and those whom he justified, he also glorified. He loves his writing. Anyway, so he
doesn't have anything else to do. He's a virgin.
That's true, right? he had a lot of downtime.
He's putting all that pent up sexual energy into pen to paper.
Yeah, it was this and making tents, if I remember right. I think.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what Paul's theology was, like it or not, that a decade before the first of the Gospels that we have will be written, the closest we have to an official Christian theology is that there is no free will.
Right. Yes.
God decided that particular people would be saved and the rest would not. So what? God just gets off on watching kids starve, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that what drive what the Jehovah's Witness Jehovah's Witnesses.
The Jehovah's Witnesses.
Doesn't that drive what they believe about the, what is it, 1,100 people?
Oh, the 144,000.
Yes, that's what it is.
I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, not that 144,000 is that many.
It's a different number.
Is this what drove that belief?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Because it sounds like he's saying only a certain number. He knows the number of people that are getting into heaven.
No.
I mean, it doesn't say a number, obviously.
It's an interesting idea, actually, thinking about that. But, I mean, not really. Not necessarily. I guess because you could say, like, that would be true about anything in a weird way. It's hard to say. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. If you knew the domino effect that had in my brain of that simple question.
I think I saw it happen.
Yeah.
In real time.
And it created a loop. It's like, well, which came first, God or Jesus or the chicken or...
Okay. So I think in part of that you said that the people who God knows are the good people will have good lives. Did he say that at the beginning of that?
That's
like at the very
he might
start.
be the firstborn. Now we all know that all things work together for the good of those who love God.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a way, you could say that. Yeah. That all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to His purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some would say, well, you get your glory in heaven.
I see. So just because you can't see the good of it now.
Right.
Your life might be shitty, but heaven will rule.
Right. It'll be great. It'll be great.
I'd rather just have my life right now be good.
I know. Romans 13, you know what time it is. How it is already the moment for you to wake from sleep. For salvation is nearer to us now than when we became believers. The night is far gone. The day is near. Let us then throw off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let us walk decently as in the day, not in reveling and drunkenness, not in illicit sex and lasciviousness, not in quarreling and jealousy. Instead, put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. Again, happening any day. Don't make any provisions for the flesh. This is...
No sexy time.
Right.
Put on Jesus's podcast.
Yes.
And listen to him instead.
Yeah.
He really hated sex.
Yeah, he had a real weird thing.
I think he was gay.
I mean, he hung out with a bunch of dudes, and so did Jesus. He was
a self-hating
gay
man.
Maybe.
So he's trying to convince himself.
I mean, him and Jesus, maybe. Yeah. Although I don't think Jesus, as far as we know, said anything negative. That statement
is going to be the thing that gets our house set on fire.
Well, no, I don't. Well, Jesus, I don't think ever said anything negative about gay people.
No.
That he might be gay.
I'm saying you say yes.
That Jesus
you saying that out loud on this podcast is going to be the thing that sets our house on fire.
I think Jesus was probably gay.
I think you're going to get our house burnt down.
I mean, it's funny. I was thinking we were more likely to get it from saying that we've had a pope suck a dick.
I'm scared of the Catholics.
I'm fucking scared of the Catholics.
I'm not scared of the Catholics.
You haven't been paying attention the last 2,000 years.
No, modern scariness is the evangelicals.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't care about the Pope.
They own guns.
Yeah. So I have a note here that the Gospels come later. So just for a little bit of context.
Okay. I was like, wait, you said that 100 times already.
Yeah. So Mark, so the first, we're basically just going to look at a few clips We already went through the Gospels.
little refreshers.
We already went through the Gospels. We're not going all the way through them again.
Word for word.
Yeah. We're just covering a few of the highlights of what Jesus said about the end times.
Okay.
Right. So Mark, which was written in 70 AD, according to modern scholarship, Mark 9:1 says, and he said to them, truly I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God has come with power. And then Mark 13:32 through 37. But about that day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time will come. It is like a man going on a journey. When he leaves home, he puts his slaves in charge, each with his work. Jesus was so great. Each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to be on watch. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or at dawn, or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. See, Jesus woke. Yeah. Jesus was woke.
He wanted people to be woke.
Yeah. So, same stuff, kind of what we were seeing with Paul.
I think I enjoy the thief in the night analogy a little bit more than like the slaves never know when their master is going to return. So like, make sure you stay awake.
Right. If you're a slave, never fall asleep.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Jesus was a great guy. Matthew was written, is next up. Matthew was written in 80, around there. So Matthew 13:24 through 30 is a parable of the weeds, where he talks about a harvest where the weeds are pulled out of the wheat and burned. I think you might remember this a little bit. Just wanted to point out that the weeds are destroyed, not tortured for an eternity. Something Bart Ehrman actually pointed out, and I really thought it was a good point. Whenever you see these, the what do you call them, parables that Jesus was telling about, people being killed, being destroyed, and everything, he's never talking about torturing anybody. Yeah. He's only ever talking about destroying them and everything. Right. So it's an important thing that whole idea of torture forever comes later.
Yeah. There are sects of Christianity that don't believe in hell.
Oh, totally. Today. Yeah. And there have been all the way back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was that one. And then Matthew 25, 1 through 13 is a parable about the 10 virgins. Half of them were negligent about maintaining how much lamp oil they had. Mm-hmm. And so therefore they can't be married, and you need to be careful because God is coming back soon. It all makes sense. Right. If you don't have enough lamp oil. You can't get married. You can't marry God. And it was all the same guy too they were trying to marry, right? Yeah. 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 It all makes sense. Jesus was a great guy. I think this is when we were like, just say what you mean, bud. Yeah, right. Just why these parables? Like, why? Just say what you mean. Yeah. Why are you hiding this? We all have clearly heard that your apostles were not the smartest fucking branches on the tree. You didn't like them either. I know, you hated them. It just makes me want to go back and re-listen to the. It's kind of, I know. I loved how he kept talking in parables just to fuck with his followers. Kind of what it felt like. Yeah. And then he would get mad when they didn't. You get it figured out yet, dummy? You get it figured out yet? No. Slow John. All right. Actually, I think John was very fast. I think he beat Peter in a foot race. God. Anyway. Luke. So Luke came about right around the same time as Matthew. They might have been written. Luke might have been written after Matthew and like read Matthew. But
they were similar,
anyway,
right?
Very similar.
Yeah.
Came out around the same time.
Right.
That's all that I'm saying about it. Anyway, Luke 12:41-48. Jesus compares faithful Christians to faithful servants managing their master's business while they're gone. That's that.
Yeah.
You probably remember that. And then Luke 17:20-37. Once Jesus was asked by the Pharisees when the kingdom of God was coming, and he answered, "The kingdom of God is not coming with things that can be observed, nor will they say, 'Look, here it is,' or 'There it is.' For in fact, the kingdom of God is among you." Then he said to the disciples, "The days are coming when you will long to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. They will say to you, 'Look there,' or 'Look here.'" "Do not go. Do not set off in pursuit. For as the lightning flashes and lights up the sky from one side to the other, so will the Son of Man be in his day. But first he must endure much suffering and be rejected by this generation. Just as it was in the days of Noah, so too it will be in the days of the Son of Man. They were eating and drinking and marrying and being given in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed all of them. Likewise, just as it was in the days of Lot, they were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But on the day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all of them. It will be like that on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. On that day, anyone on the housetop who has belongings in the house must not come down to take them away. And likewise, anyone who is in the field must not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. Those who try to make their life secure will lose it, but those who lose their life will keep it. I tell you, on the night there will be two in one bed. One will be taken, the other left. There will be two women grinding meal together. One will be taken, the other left. Then they asked him, "Where, Lord?" Weird question.
I literally said all around you.
Yeah. Where?
This is why I don't think the stories of Jesus are real.
Yeah.
Because definitely anybody, even the Son of God, at some point would have to be like, God damn these people.
What is the point of telling you anything? He said to them, "Where the corpse is, there the eagles will gather." What the fuck that meant, I don't know. Anyway, so everyone, even us, when we read through the Gospels previously, if I read that right, took this to mean the rapture, right?
Yeah.
When you read through this, you take it to mean the rapture.
Right.
Except the rapture isn't even a concept yet.
Sure. Okay.
It isn't.
Okay.
So if that's, what if that's not what Jesus is saying here? What if the person who is being taken away isn't going to the good place?
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
What if the person who stays is staying because staying is the good place?
Because the kingdom of heaven is all around you.
Is all around you. Yeah. It's the paradise earth idea, right? That you're not going to heaven.
Okay.
You're going to this paradise earth.
Right. That you're already here.
Yeah.
And the person who doesn't cut it is being disappeared.
Right.
Because
they're being destroyed.
Right.
They're being thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
And then, people have taken that to mean torture, but like we said, there's no evidence to say that this is supposed to be like an eternal torture.
Sure.
It's just they're gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So, and this is why there are some sects of Christianity today, like you said, that still say that there's no such thing as hell.
Right.
Anyway, so there's that. Finally, not quite finally, but semi-finally. Pentultimately, finally.
The penultimate verse.
The penultimate section. John. John was finalized around 90 to 110 AD, so it's the last of the Gospels that was completed. And it's interesting that the last book written has the least instances of Jesus saying that the end was coming immediately. The tone is much more of a wait for me aspect.
Right. Well, because it had been so long at that point.
Yeah. So just pointing out a few of these verses, John 5, 28 through 29, Jesus speaks about the resurrection of the dead, indicating that all will be raised, some to life and others to judgment. John 6, 39 through 40, Jesus emphasizes that he will raise up those who believe in him on the last day, highlighting the promise of eternal life. 11, the context of Lazarus's resurrection, Jesus declares that he is the resurrection and the life, affirming that those who believe in him will live even if they die. I think if there's any other good ones here. Jesus speaks about his departure and return, indicating time of sorrow for disciples followed by joy. In his prayer, Jesus expresses his desire for believers to be with him where he is, to see his glory, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, more of that.
What if?
Yeah.
Because Jesus was saying all this before he died, right?
Saying what
all of this stuff. All of the stuff in the Gospels is most of it is pre him dying on the crucifixion, right?
I can't quite say that's true. There are sections of the Gospels where there's good evidence to think, oh, this is probably something Jesus actually said, right? But a lot of stuff we don't know he actually said. Is that okay?
No. I don't mean literally.
Yeah.
I mean in the
canon,
in the story
of
Jesus,
right. In the tradition of Christianity,
the words attributed to Jesus in the Gospels is most of it is pre-death.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So
okay,
what if the coming of the return of Jesus is literally
when he came
back that first time, and then it's just never going to happen again.
Yeah. I know. There are some times when you read it, it's like, wait, which time is he talking about here?
Yeah. What if it was just all that one time?
Right. Yeah.
And everyone is expecting it to happen again.
I know.
And Jesus, who I presume would be up in heaven, is watching people, and he's like, guys, I
already did it.
I did it. You missed it.
You guys didn't come.
These ladies were here. They're up here with me.
Right. I had the portal open for a good half hour.
No one was there.
Yeah.
It's like
you missed your window.
Literally all I talked about the whole time.
So, Son of Man. Jesus keeps bringing up the Son of Man.
Yeah. Isn't that him? Isn't he the Son of Man?
No.
Oh.
That's what Christian tradition...
He's the Son of God.
Well, sure. But the Christian tradition tells you that the Son of Man is Jesus. And I'm sure when we went through the Gospels before, I probably said that that's what it is because that's what the tradition is. Mm-hmm. But is that what Jesus meant?
Right.
When he said it.
The Son of Man.
So Jesus often refers to the Son of Man. Growing up in Christianity, you're taught to read blah, blah, blah. I just said this. The Son of Man, as Jesus describes him, would be a judge over humanity, the ultimate Santa Claus, deciding between who's naughty and nice.
Oh.
The Son of Man would judge humanity and destroy the ungodly, and he will make Jesus king.
Oh.
Over everybody. That's what was supposed to happen. That was the plan, according to Jesus, was that he was going to not die. He thought he didn't realize he was going to die. He thought that the Son of Man, this figure that was separate from God, was going to come and cast judgment on all the world's inhabitants and place Jesus as king over everybody who's left. All the faithful.
Well, that feels like a much crazier idea.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say about the Bible.
Right. But it's crazy that is all in the Bible.
Right.
You can read that in the Bible, in the Gospels, and see, oh, this is what the plan was from Jesus. And then also realize, like, but then there's all this other stuff that they had to write in here because then he died.
Right.
And then they had to, like, but that comes later. You know, it's like, but first, he's going to come back for one time, but then he's gone again. And it's definitely going to happen in our generation, but he's coming back again. Oh, but then where does the concept of the Son of Man stem from? Well, we saw it in Daniel 7, in the vision of the 4 beasts trampling the earth when a human figure, one like a son of man, defeats them and is given power over the whole earth, right? So that's where this image first seems to come from. I believe this is the first time it pops up in the Bible, was there. But then it starts spinning off in Jewish literature. Like a bunch of more writings come from this. This is from the Bart Ehrman blog. In an angelic interpretation of the dream, we're told that the beasts represent kingdoms that will take over the earth and assert an oppressive control over its peoples. These evil powers will remain until the coming of the one like a son of man who will bring destruction to the forces opposed to God, but eternal dominion to God's people. Bart also gives examples from other Jewish writings from that time that also talk about the Son of Man, like First Enoch and Fourth Ezra. This is from that article continued. Jesus appears to have shared this basic apocalyptic vision and called the coming judge the Son of Man. In his view, at the judgment that this one will bring, those who are at present oppressed will be vindicated, and those who are in power will be vanquished. This, in fact, is the general theme of Jesus's apocalyptic teaching. There is to be a major set of reversals when the kingdom comes. Then those who are suffering will now be rewarded. Those who are now in control will be overthrown. And this coming reversal should affect how people live and want to live in the present.
The story of Jesus changes so much if you think about him as a guy walking around saying he's the Son of God, waiting for this judge to show up and judge all of the people on earth and make him king. Like, that sounds insane. And the Bible already sounds insane. Like, if that is what was going on, and then they've changed it to make it more palatable, I guess.
No, not even palatable. They have to make it make sense for he died.
Right.
It throwed a big wrench in it.
It throwed it right in there.
Yeah, and you can see it. That's the thing that's so interesting about Bart Ehrman's writings. If you want to read about his work, he goes through and you can see the layers of, like, all right, this is the first version of their theology where, you know, it's going to be Jesus along with the 12 disciples, including Judas, ruling over. There were going to be the 12 kings below him. He was going to be the king of kings. Right. You know, that was what it was supposed to be. They were going to rule over everything together. And
it feels infinitely more culty.
Yeah.
That idea. And it took a used car salesman like Paul to, like, put a little bow on it and be like, no.
Dude, add to that he's telling people to leave their families.
Yes. Yeah.
He's telling these guys to leave their wives and kids to follow him and be homeless with him.
Right.
And to live off of the kindness of others, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it was. He was a total nut job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and probably gay. So that's Jesus and Paul's take
on the end times. They're similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense. Because Paul was supposedly writing about Jesus and his
Right.
thoughts, but then the Gospels were basing their writings on probably what Paul wrote.
Was saying
Very
a
circular.
lot of it, probably, yeah. And I don't know how much. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of writings out there on good scholarly writings on how much the Gospels were affected by Paul's writings.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we can ever really say for sure.
Yeah.
How much he ended up changing things, about the idea of it all. But
if you ever could go back in time, would you ever consider going back to the time of Jesus just to see if it was real? And do you think people would believe you that you did, or do you just think that they would be like, no, you're insane?
Would they believe me that I went back in time?
That you went back in time and.
I mean, that is the bigger question, because I don't need to go back in time to know Jesus was full of shit.
I know, but to even prove inconsistencies or anything like that, or his existence at all, which I believe you said is not really up for debate, that he probably existed.
I mean, I just think it's likely he did.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason not to think he did. But sure. I guess I would, but I don't.
The follow-up question would be: do you think in this day and age that anybody would even listen, even if you could prove that you did it, or would they just be like, "You're just
I can." No, that's the thing is ultimately, if somebody doesn't want to hear something, they won't hear it.
Right. Yeah.
That's if there's one thing I've learned when it comes to religion, if somebody doesn't want to hear it, they won't hear it.
True.
So people are only ever as open to new ideas as they are.
As they're ever going to be. Yeah.
No, because people can open up, to new ideas that weren't when they previously weren't.
Right.
It does happen. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Did you know the Vatican supposedly has a television in which they can watch any event that has ever happened?
What?
Did you know that the Vatican supposedly has a television?
As the show we watched, Devs. You remember that show?
I don't think I watched it with you.
You did.
I think I watched an episode with you.
I thought we watched that together.
Was that the one with what's his name? Nick Offerman. Yeah. No, I only watched the first episode, and I think I was like, this doesn't feel like my vibe.
Oh.
And then you finished it without me.
Oh, okay. I thought we watched that together.
No.
So in that show, spoilers. I mean, it's been out for a few years.
Yeah.
But, it's a really good show, and it's definitely worth watching. It's by the same guy who did that movie Ex Machina.
Okay.
About a killer robot.
Yep.
Early in the AI discussion. So anyway, in this show, they build a quantum computer capable of essentially predicting the past.
Okay.
Right, is what it's doing. It's calculating what the past would have been. So, and it can show you anywhere, and there's the whole thing about is it actually our past, or is it just a version of the past,
Right. Yeah, that's kind of, I'm trying to see if I can find anything, but the Vatican, if you put Vatican television on there, then you just get a lot of YouTube videos of masses from the Vatican.
Yeah. That's how they keep you from learning the truth. That's like when Disney came out with that movie Frozen, just so that whenever you Googled Disney Frozen, you didn't see his head.
So stupid. Yeah, it's not, I can't, I mean, it is home to a time machine. Oh, yeah, the chronovisor. Okay, I found it. Believed to have been built by an Italian scientist and priest, Father Pellegrino Maria Ernetti. The chronovisor is a device that apparently allows people to view the future and past. Obviously, there is no record of such a device. People believe it is hidden somewhere in the archive. So
does it say when this guy invented this? Like, is it like the 1700s?
Let me Google him.
Was it like after the iPhone?
Right. I feel like this has been like something that
is this like a screen visor, or is
it's probably like one of those big tube televisions.
Right.
Let's see. Paste. Search. Pellegrino Ernetti. He was born in 1925 and died in 1994.
So pre-iPhone.
So yeah. So somewhere in that timeline.
I'm gonna guess bullshit. I'm gonna guess bullshit.
Right. Wouldn't, but because obviously, if you were the Catholic Church and you owned such television, you would thusly be able to prove the existence of everything that.
Of Jesus,
everything
or
your religion
you find
is
out for sure that it
right,
wasn't
and then you have to hide. That's why.
Or
you
they find
hide
out for sure that it was actually Muhammad who was right.
That's why you gotta hide it. Because if it were true, they would tell everyone about it.
Yeah,
so they have to hide it because
they have to hide it from
true.
God and himself.
This is how conspiracies just keep going.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Dan Brown needs to write a book about this.
He probably has.
Probably.
I haven't read all of his literatures.
Have you read any of his literatures?
I didn't even watch the movies they were based on.
Oh, I watched the movie.
Yeah.
The first one, I think.
Anyway.
Tom Hanks is a national treasure. You know.
Well, that went into a weird place there.
Yeah. I think next up we're talking finally about Revelation, which is probably going to take a few episodes at least.
Yeah. You're going to have to like create some sort of underscore for all of those episodes that is like heavy metal, because it is the most metal
just
book of the Bible.
Yeah, for
just underneath it.
Yeah, for a good hour and a half.
Just very quiet, where people are like,
just loud enough.
Yeah, where people are like, is that heavy metal underneath?
Right,
it's still going. Anyway,
they'll live miserably ever after. Thank you so much for checking out our podcast. Help us grow the audience by sharing us with your friends or giving us a share on social media. And we love hearing from you. You can reach out on our website at bsfa.cc.
What if the return of Jesus is literally
when he came
back that first time, and then it's just never going to happen again?
Yeah.
And everyone is expecting it to happen again.
I know.
And Jesus, who I presume would be up in heaven, is watching people, and he's like, guys, I
already did it.
I did it. You missed it.
You guys didn't come.
These ladies were here. They're up here with me.
Right. I had the portal open for a good half hour.
No one was there.
Yeah.
It's like
you missed your window.
Literally all I talked about, like the whole time.